Hi there, guys. Welcome to Football Heaven 24/7. It's my third episode of the day. Basically, just going to run through my predictions for the 22-23 seasons for the Championship, League One, and League Two. I'm not going to spend loads and loads of time on it. It's going to be about 11-minute video. So just to cap off the day, obviously I've done a couple of episodes previous today than this one. But anyway, let's crack on. So obviously, on the Premier League, in the 21-22 season, Norwich, Watford and Burnley all got relegated. Since those three have been relegated, only really Burnley have, at Watford, Ben Foster, their goalkeeper for years, retired from Watford or left Watford. Burnley, Sean Dyche was obviously sacked towards the end of last season before they even got relegated, and he was replaced by Vincent Kompany, the former Manchester City captain who won loads of things with Man City. So he's the manager at Burnley now. Anyway, let's launch into it. My predictions. Basically, I'm going to do Norwich City to win the league. They usually come straight back up again, normally automatically promoted. They've been down about 3 or 4 times in the last several seasons, and they've come straight back up again. But I'll do Norwich City to win the Championship in first. In second, I'll do a rejuvenated West Bromwich Albion. Steve Bruce is their manager. It was a bit of a ropey season last season. He was left with quite a lot to do. But I think West Brom will be revitalised this season. I think they'll end up finishing second. My surprise package for the season in the Championship will be Coventry City. Matt Robinson's doing a fantastic job at Coventry City. They'll finish third, in my opinion. Then Watford and Burnley will take up fourth and fifth in the playoffs. Millwall in sixth. I think Millwall have invested a lot in new players this season, leading up into the season. So I fancy them to finish in sixth. We've got Sheffield United, I think, will just miss out, and Middlesbrough. Sheffield United finished seventh, Middlesbrough in eighth, QPR in ninth, Swansea City 10th, Cardiff City in 11th, Blackburn Rovers 12th, Luton Town 13th, Hull City 14th, Huddersfield 15th. They've lost Carlos Kelber on the guy that got them to third in the Championship last season. They were the surprise package last season. Preston North End 16th, Stoke City 17th, 18th, Reading, Bristol City in 19th, Sunderland in 20th, Wigan Athletic in 21st. And then to get relegated out of the Championship, I've gone for Birmingham City, who got rid of Lee Bowyer after he came in halfway through last season from Charlton Athletic. I think they're on a downward spiral, Birmingham. Rotherham United to go down, and Blackpool as well. Blackpool have lost Lee Critchley, who've done so well from last season. He's become assistant coach to Gerrard at Aston Villa. So that's my predictions for the Championship. In my predictions, Norwich and West Brom will go up. And in the playoffs, I fancy Burnley to do it. The Vincent Kompany magic will work. So I'll go for it'll be Norwich, West Brom, and Burnley to go back up, in my opinion, into the Premier League. Into League One, Derby County have gone down. It's been their first time in the third division for a long, long time. What's now known as League One. We're probably looking at the 80s since that happened. They brought in a load of players with loads of experience, Championship experience, higher level experience. I fancy Derby County, although I'm a Forest fan, don't really want to see them do well, but I fancy them to finish top and be champions because they've got a better squad than anybody else, in my opinion. Sheffield Wednesday, they've been knocking on the door the last few seasons in League One. They've been struggling. They're a massive, massive club in League One. Fancy them to finish second. Grant McCann's in charge of Peterborough. They had put up a bit of fight towards the end of last season in the Championship after Darren Ferguson left, Alex Ferguson's son. I fancy them to finish third in the playoffs. Plymouth had a good little run under Ryan Lowe. I fancy them to keep going with that to finish in fourth. Ipswich Town on the rise a bit. They've got the backing of obviously Ed Sheeran, an American consortium, I believe. And so there's plenty of money coming in at Ipswich for that level. Fancy them to finish fifth. Bolton's on a bit of a rejuvenation as well. Fancy them to finish in the final playoff place in sixth. Contenders from last season that were in the playoffs, Oxford, Wickham and MK Dons I've put down to finish 7th, 8th and ninth respectively. Charlton Athletic I think will improve on last season, finishing 10th. Portsmouth in 11th, newly promoted from League Two, Bristol Rovers I fancy to finish 12th. Then Lincoln City in 13th, Accrington Stanley 14th, Barnsley just come down from the Championship, I'll say 15th. Cheltenham, I think they'll do less than what they did last season. They had a fantastic season last season. I think they finished 13th or 12th, I think it was. I fancy them to finish 16th. Shrewsbury will finish 17th, in my opinion. Burton Albion 18th, newly promoted Forest Green in 19th, and Port Vale in 20th. They will be the teams that will survive in League One. And then for the relegation zone, in 21st place, I've done Morecambe to go down. 22nd place, Exeter City, a newly promoted team. And 23rd, Cambridge United, and 24th, Fleetwood Town. So that's my predictions for that. I've raced through these, obviously, but this is my final one for League Two. So we'll go into League Two now and just finish off in there. So in my predictions for League One, Derby County and Sheffield Wednesday will go up. In the playoffs, I'll do a punt for Ipswich Town to win in the playoffs. So in my opinion, Derby County, Sheffield Wednesday and Ipswich Town will be getting promoted to the Championship in the 22-23 season. Anyway, finally on to League Two. We had two newly promoted teams to come up were Stockport County and Grimsby Town. Stockport County have had a lot of investment. They've been on the rise the last sort of 4 or 5 seasons. They've come from the Northern Leagues, well below the Northern Leagues, to finally get into back into League Two. They finished as champions of the conference last season, and I think with their financial backing, bookies are backing them to be one of the favourites. I think they'll be the favourites as well. They're investing in a lot of good players that have got plenty of league experience. I fancy Stockport County to win the League Two title. I know that'll please one of my mates up near Manchester way. He's actually in Stockport. And then in second, I'm going to do Swindon Town to finish second. Swindon Town had a little surge last season. They had a great season, but they fell short a little bit. I think they had injuries and a few issues. I'm going to do Gillingham, who have just come down from the relegation from last season. I'm going to do them to finish third. Northampton were knocking on the door last season, just missed out on getting promoted. I think they're just going to miss out again and finish fourth again. Tranmere Rovers to finish fifth. Leyton Orient to finish sixth. And newly promoted Grimsby Town. Although being a Scunny fan as well, don't want to see Grimsby do that well. Grimsby have got a lot of momentum. They've brought in some key players. I fancy them to get that last playoff space. Outside of the playoffs in League Two, the usual suspects, Mansfield Town and Newport County to finish 8th and 9th respectively. Colchester, I think, will improve. They won't be fighting against relegation like they were for 2/3 of last season. I'll do them to finish 10th. Bradford City 11th, Sutton United 12th. In 13th, Salford City. 14th, Walsall. 15th, Crewe, relegated Crewe. 16th, Doncaster being relegated. 17th, AFC Wimbledon relegated from League One last season. 18th, Hartlepool United. Rochdale in 19th. 20th, Carlisle United. Harrogate Town to finish 21st. Crawley to finish 22nd. And in the relegation places to go down into the conference for the 22-23 season, Stevenage and Barrow, two teams that narrowly missed out on relegation last season. So yeah, that's, well, not narrowly, but they were down near the bottom end. So that's my predictions for Championship through to League Two. Might do a bit more of an assessment on those things leading up to the season. We're only literally about 2 weeks away from the season starting, just over 2 weeks. So that's my predictions so far. My predictions are based on where teams roughly sort of like came near last season, and me knowing that their squad, some of the squads that have been relegated from League One, for example, they've been on really poor form, really damaging form actually, and I just can't. I know a new season, but unless they change those players and those players' mentalities, I just can't see those teams like Doncaster and AFC Wimbledon doing that well coming down from League One. I just can't see it happening. AFC Wimbledon, they're not very well supported teams, so don't know. In my opinion, they're going to struggle. As I say, if my predictions are right, Stockport County will win the league. Swindon and Gillingham will go up promoted as well. And in the playoffs, I've done Northampton, Tranmere, Leyton Orient and Grimsby. I'm going to go for Leyton Orient to get promoted as well into League One. So that's my predictions. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great week again. And that'll be me now for about 4 or 5 days until I do some more episodes. Doing some reviews, talking about any transfers that have happened over those last 4 or 5 days. I'll be back on Sunday. All the best. Bye for now.